In this lesson, we'll talk about when and how to correctly use would, could, and should.
We use would to talk about hypothetical or unreal scenarios in the past or present. These are things that have not actually happened. These statements usually use the word if.
For example, if I were taller, I would be happier. This is a hypothetical scenario. It isn't something that is real or has actually happened. It's something we wish for. Here's another example. If I had gone to the gym, I would have felt better. This is a hypothetical situation in the past. Remember, it's not a situation that actually happened. Notice, we're using the past perfect tense in this sentence. We're saying, had gone. We'll talk more about the past perfect tense in a future video. It works perfectly for these hypothetical situations. We also use would as the past tense of will when we're reporting something that someone said. For example, Jim said he would pay the bill. I'm reporting what Jim said. At the time, Jim probably said, I will pay the bill. But I'm now reporting what he said in the past, so I'll use would as the past tense of will. Jim said he would pay the bill. According to the weather forecast, there will be intense storms this week. If I'm reporting this to someone, I would say, the weather forecast said there would be intense storms this week. We can also use would to talk about habits that occurred in the past. For example, when I was a kid, I would run around the farm for hours. This is a habit, running around the farm, that occurred when I was a kid or in the past. The assumption is that I'm speaking now as an adult and reflecting on the past. When I lived in Scotland, I would eat eggs for breakfast every day. Again, this is a habit that occurred in the past. The assumption is that I no longer live in Scotland, but when I did, in the past, it was my habit to eat eggs daily. We also use would for polite offers. In other words, would is used when you're offering something to someone. The phrasing is usually, would you like, etc. For example, would you like something to drink? We are offering a drink to someone in this example. Another example, would you like to go to the dance with me? Let's switch gears and talk about could. We use could to talk about an event that is possible in the future. For example, we could go to the park tomorrow. In other words, it's a possibility that we may go to the park. It could rain tomorrow. In other words, it is a possibility that it might rain tomorrow. Could is also the past tense of can, so we can also use could or could not to talk about ability in the past tense. For example, when I was a kid, I could run very fast. We're talking about an ability in the past. In the past, I had the ability to run very fast. When I was younger, I could whistle. We're talking about an ability that I had in the past. We also use could to make polite requests. Remember, this is different from would, which is used when we are the ones offering a favor to someone. With could, we are asking someone for a favor. For example, could you please turn on the light? This is a polite request. We are asking someone for a favor. Now, in theory, you could also say, would you please turn on the light? But when we use would here, it's more of a command, and it isn't as polite as using could. So the general rule is to use could to make polite requests. Could you please put your phone away at the dinner table? Again, notice that this is a polite request, where we're asking someone for a favor. In these examples, also notice that we've used the word please. I think the word should is probably the trickiest of the three words. We use should for multiple reasons. Let's go through each of them. 1. We use should to give advice or a recommendation. For example, you should go to the doctor. In this example, we are giving our recommendation of what we think is best, so the word should is appropriate. Another example, you should have asked the teacher for an extension. In this example, we are also giving a recommendation or a piece of advice. We think it would have been best if you had asked the teacher for an extension. Secondly, we use should when talking about something that is probable or likely, something that we expect to happen. For example, Jason should be here in the next 2 minutes. In other words, we expect Jason to be here in the next 2 minutes. Just a reminder, could is used for an event that is possible in the future. Possible meaning the event might happen. But should is used for an event that is very likely to happen or that we expect to happen. With could, the event may or may not happen, but with should, we are expecting the event to happen. Another example, the train should be here in 2 minutes. We expect the train to arrive in 2 minutes. We also use should when talking about past actions with regret. For example, I should have studied more for the test. This is an example of a past action with which we have regret. We are saying it would have been best if we had studied for the test. I should have listened to you. Again, this is a past action about which we are expressing regret. We are saying it would have been better if we had listened to you. Notice that the verb is should have plus the past tense of the main verb. Let's try some practice questions. Blank, you pass the peas, please? In this example, we are making a polite request. We are asking someone for a favor. It therefore makes sense to use could in this example. Could you pass the peas, please? When I was a kid, I blank play with the neighbor's dog. We are talking about a habit in the past. Remember, we can use would in this example. When I was a kid, I would play with the neighbor's dog. I think you blank wear the red dress because it is unique. In this example, it sounds like we're giving a recommendation or advice. Remember, we use should in these instances. The sentence should be, I think you should wear the red dress because it is unique. Blank, you like to go to the concert with me? In this example, we are making a polite offer. We are offering accompaniment to the concert. So we will use would. The sentence should read, would you like to go to the concert with me? It blank rain tomorrow. We can say, it could rain tomorrow, meaning that it is possible that it will rain. In other words, it may or may not rain tomorrow. I blank be at your place by 5:30. The correct answer is should. I should be at your place by 5:30. This means that I expect to be there at that time. We can also say, I could be at your place by 5:30. This changes the meaning. In this instance, we are saying we have the ability to get to your place by that time. Here is a summary of the lesson. Please comment or email us at ccenglishcorner@gmail.com if you have any questions or video requests. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.